As one of the most popular professional sports leagues in the world, it's no surprise that the NBA has generated tons of conspiracy theories. The thing is though, when we look at most of these conspiracies, I'm talking about Michael Jordan's retirement conspiracy, the NBA draft frozen envelope conspiracy, the multiple NBA playoff conspiracies. We can usually sense that something is off, but we don't have definitive proof, which makes sense because that's what a conspiracy is. A theory that something or someone covered up some type of suspicious activity behind the scenes while purposely lying to the general public about what happened with nothing concrete to back up these claims. With that said though, the conspiracy we're looking at in today's video might not be a conspiracy at all. In fact, in my opinion, the conspiracy we're looking at today is actually proof that the NBA fixed the 2011 dunk contest so that Blake Griffin would win. Again, normal conspiracies do not have proof of what really happened behind the scenes, but just looking at this dunk contest, the proof that it was fixed is right in front of us. Before we get into that proof though, we need to set the stage here. So we're going to travel back in time to the 2011 All-Star break, and here in the 2011 dunk contest, the NBA pulled off a huge move when they were able to land a big name in first-year All-Star and future Rookie of the Year, Blake Griffin. Now, as we all know, a young Blake was of course an incredible athlete and was throwing down highlight reel dunks seemingly every game. So on the outside looking in, it did make perfect sense that he would compete in the dunk contest. However, as we've seen throughout the years, star players such as LeBron James have often passed on the dunk contest because they feel like it's too big of a risk. They don't want to lose to some no-name with millions of fans watching them. However, what if I told you that headed into the 2011 dunk contest, there is a chance that Blake Griffin agreed to compete because he was guaranteed to win? And obviously, that is a huge claim to make, but the thing is, again, there is a lot of proof to back up this claim. In fact, the first signs this dunk contest was fixed would appear on the very night the dunk contest took place. Because on the Saturday night of the dunk contest at 5:28 Pacific Standard Time, the NBA released this press statement for the events that would take place on the following day, Sunday. As you can see, this statement had a list of highlights for the press to watch out for, and if we look closely, a Los Angeles radio station was hosting an event called the Blake Griffin Showcase that would feature 5 middle school kids dunking in front of slam dunk contest winner Blake Griffin. Now, of course, this would prove to be correct. However, the problem was that the dunk contest did not even start until 7:15 Pacific Standard Time, almost 2 hours after this statement was released. And sure, shortly before the contest began, the NBA did send a correction notice and stated that Griffin was only a participant, but this statement alone raises some huge red flags, especially when you consider how the dunk contest went down, which we'll get to in a minute. For now though, let's continue looking at this statement, and here, on a page I found on SB Nation, we can see that the author of this article had several links to prove that the 2011 dunk contest may have been fixed. We can also see that every single one of these links right now leads to a dead web page. That is suspicious to say the least. Luckily, the internet is amazing, and so on a website called the Wayback Machine, a site that screenshots web pages from the past, we can actually see what each one of these links said before they were taken down. And basically, each of these links contain websites that accuse the NBA of predetermining Blake as the winner of the dunk contest, and it was these websites that held the actual proof SB Nation was using in their article. And moving on, before we get into the NBA's motives here, let's look at some quotes from NBA players that basically, if not flat out, say that the 2011 dunk contest was rigged. To begin, we have JaVale McGee, who was in this dunk contest, and JaVale has said, quote, "I feel like I definitely should have won, but I mean, it was fan vote. So that's janky right there. It didn't matter. Whoever needed to win was gonna win that Kia sponsored car." Interesting words, but at least JaVale JaVale did make the dunk contest finals. As for DeMar DeRozan, well, his biggest annoyance with the dunk contest was the props, aka Blake Griffin using a Kia-sponsored car to win the contest. But for DeMar, we'll listen to the words of his then teammate Ed Davis, who said when referring to DeMar's dunk contest, quote, "I thought he should have won it, but I think it was set for Blake Griffin to win it cause that's when he jumped over the Kia and all that stuff." As for the other man who did not make the finals, Serge Ibaka, when asked if he thought the dunk contest was rigged, he responded with, "We really don't know. It was in LA, so you know, it was in LA. And that's what happened. That's all I can say. It was in LA, and that's what happened. I know what happened, but all I can say is it was in LA," which is an interesting statement and a factual one, as like Serge told us, the dunk contest was in fact held in LA. But looking more into that statement and the statements of everyone I just said, you can tell that they believe they did not have a fair shot to win this contest. And looking at the facts that surround this dunk contest, I believe the players are 100% right. This dunk contest was rigged, and the reasons I think this are: number one, Kia was the official car of the NBA at the time, which means the opportunity was there for both the NBA and Kia to launch a huge marketing campaign centered around the 2011 dunk contest. Number two, as Serge Ibaka said many times, the 2011 All-Star Weekend was held in Los Angeles, which meant that Blake Griffin, a man who was both one of the most popular rookies we have ever seen and someone who played in Los Angeles, was the perfect person to rig the win for. Number three, speaking of Blake, he himself also developed a sponsorship relationship with Kia that began just months before the dunk contest took place. And yes, the first time Blake openly sponsored Kia would come in the form of his final dunk. A dunk where, number four, Blake dunked over a Kia Optima to win the dunk contest. Now, no offense to Kia or the Kia Optima, but it's not exactly a car an NBA player would drive or choose to show off. In fact, number five, Blake wanted to dunk over a convertible, but was told he had to dunk over a Kia Optima because of Kia's marketing campaign. And to end things off here, number six, the final results of this contest gave everyone what they wanted in regards to the NBA. This dunk contest was watched by a record 8.1 million people, up 49% from the 2010 dunk contest. And as for Kia, they would go on to launch a major marketing campaign that featured commercials like this. As for immediately following the contest, on the very next day, average car buyers were polled, and the results showed that buyers were 20% more likely to consider buying a Kia and 104% more likely to consider buying a Kia Optima. Those are the facts. That's really everything you need to know in terms of the conspiracy. But to end this video, of course, we need to look at the actual dunks of this contest to see if anyone really got robbed. And looking at the actual dunk contest, the only thing that's really important is the first round here, because the finals were decided by a fan vote, so that means the judges could not directly impact the scores. And when we look at the first round of this contest, the person we're going to focus on is DeMar DeRozan, because just getting this out of the way, JaVale McGee's first two dunks were ridiculous. Here they are. Boom. Amazing. JaVale, crazy. These two dunks would give JaVale a 99 overall total, which meant he was in the finals. As for DeMar, here's his first dunk. This dunk would give him a 44, and it's very important because of what would happen next. As here is Blake's first dunk, a dunk that gives him a score of 49. Now, a lot of people did love this dunk. It was impressive, so even if you don't think it deserved a 49, whatever, what really matters is what happens in round two. Because in round two, here is DeMar DeRozan's dunk. This gave him a 50. It was absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the 50 was well deserved. Now, looking at Blake, let's pause for 1 second and listen to...
This is his 7th try.
Yes, this is his 7th try, and on this try, Blake does this. Compare this dunk to DeMar DeRozan's first dunk side by side. Which is more impressive? I'd go with DeMar, especially because it didn't take him 7 tries, and he was doing something different. He wasn't going off the side of the backboard, he was going off the backboard support. Regardless, even if you thought these two dunks were even, Blake Griffin was awarded with a score of a 46 for his dunk. This is important because a 46 meant that no matter what happened, he was automatically going to go to the finals. 49 plus 46 gave him a score of 95. DeMar with a 44 and a 50 gave him a score of a 94, which is even more suspicious because remember, in the second round, DeMar went before Blake, which meant that the judges knew what score Blake needed to get to the finals. Also, I'd say it's more than a little suspicious that Blake beat DeMar by a single point to make the finals. Moving on though, as I continue talking, here are the dunks for the finals. Honestly, I don't think JaVale did anything too crazy, even though I don't really love Blake's dunk over the Kia Optima. I don't think that was an insane dunk. At this point, it didn't really matter because it was going to come down to a fan vote. To me, the man that was robbed was DeMar DeRozan, and I don't think Blake should have ever made it past the first round. So this, combined with all of the facts and all of the circumstances I already presented to you, is why I and many others believe that the 2011 dunk contest was rigged. So there we have it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you're new to this channel, it would be awesome if you subscribed. I have so many videos coming up. So many of them are like 3/4 done. Trust me, there is going to be a lot of quality content being posted very soon. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for supporting. You're awesome. We all know it. As always, have an awesome day and cue that music. By the way, if you're still here while the music is cued, here are 2 videos I think you are going to love watching. All you have to do is just click on either one of them on the screen right here. And other than that, guys, again, have a great day and peace.